With Encore and Eminem personally being in the state that they were, it would be a while before we would hear from Eminem again. Like 5 years later, to be exact, we would get his Relapse album. Now, this LP is an interesting one in Eminem's discography. It wasn't exactly like well received, super well received when it was dropped. It has, I think, gained a little bit more appreciation and respect over the years, and I can see why it has, but then simultaneously I could see why this record doesn't exactly rank super high in his catalog, at least for me. We do get fantastic bangers like 3 AM. We do get interesting experiments like Underground. We do get Eminem reflecting more effectively on people in his life like his mother. But look, here's the thing. While he does rekindle it in a sense, it still does feel like in a lot of moments that there is still something missing because the sound of the old Eminem is still ringing in our heads and kind of giving us a record that forces us in a way to directly compare. It does feel like it's falling short. And on top of it, the production began to sort of take a real nosedive on this record as well. It's not terrible, it's not unlistenable, but there are multiple tracks on this thing like Bagpipes from Baghdad, Old Time's Sake as well, that the beats just feel really thin. It really just felt like a lot of the beats on this thing were missing something. Maybe if that hadn't been the case, this would have been a better record to listen to overall, because even when Eminem is performing at a higher level than he was on Encore, it still kind of felt like sonically there was something kind of off with this record. I will say at this point, Eminem's hook game had still not fully recovered from the days of Encore. I don't know what it is, and look, not to insinuate that Eminem has never had a good chorus past that record. He most certainly has, but his chorus game prior to Encore was way more consistent than it is on this record and on every record to follow from here. So, you know, I just think Eminem's hook game just never really recovered from that album, and Relapse is another example of that being the case. Because when we do get hooks on this thing, many of them are kind of annoying. The singing that Eminem comes across with here and there is cringe. But again, there are some highlights on this project, and if there is a positive to take away from this LP, it's that Eminem sounds hungry again. He does sound hungry again. Sure, it's a little performative in that he is reliving the past a little bit, but he does sound genuinely hungry again. He sounds way more put together than he did on Encore. And yeah, you know, as a result of that, I think Relapse is a solid record in the Eminem catalog. I would put it in the C